What's going on, Genius Nation? Welcome to a brand new day. This is the Daily Genius, and I am Dr. Will. Super excited that you're here with us on today. If you've been following us for any amount of time now on this journey, you know now that Sunday is our planning day. Sunday is the day that we use to plan our week. And I've shared with you before, my mentor, Jim Rome, he always used to teach us, before you start your day, plan your day. Before you start your week, plan your week. So that's what we do on Sunday. We take out some time to plan our week. We look at our calendar. We see if we have any game days this week, days that we need to absolutely be our best, and then we prepare our weeks around that. But today, I want to just talk to you and share with you a little story. Yesterday, I had lunch with a buddy of mine that is a pilot, and he used to frequently fly Beyonce and members of her crew and staff. And he shared a story with me yesterday that was phenomenal, because I've had the opportunity to interview and work with some of the most successful people in the world. And one of the things that you begin to notice is a thread of commonality. You know, there's a saying that says success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. And so as we were talking yesterday, we've just been talking about some of his experiences and some of the cool people that he got to fly when he was a pilot. And it's so funny because as we were talking, because this was his job, it was just casual to him. It was just casual to him. So it was no big deal. So he's just throwing out these names, and he's like, yeah, I remember when I used to fly Beyonce. I used to fly Jim Belushi. I used to fly Adam Sandler. I used to fly Allen Iverson. And he's just throwing out just like all these names. But because he just saw them so repetitively, it was no big deal for him. But it was interesting because I asked him, what did he observe and what did he learn? And it blew me away what he told me. He says, after a while, he could begin to see which one of his clients were going to have sustained success and which one of his clients were not. He could tell. He said he was able to tell which of his clients were going to have sustained success versus those that were just going to be able to fly private for a minute. And I said, well, what was it? And this is what he told me. And this is why I call it the Beyonce difference. I'm sure you know who Beyonce is, one of the top entertainers in the world. And a lot of times we see these individuals and we just think things happen for them, right? Well, she's lucky, or she's, oh, it's because she's pretty, or, oh, it's because of this or that, right? But my buddy, he says he knew Beyonce was going to continue to be a mega star for a long, long time. And I said, what did you see? He says, let's say that Beyonce had a show in Los Angeles. He says, right after the show, it would be her immediate staff, her assistant, maybe her makeup artist, her person who does her clothes. And then he says it would be her three main dancers. So if you know anything about Beyonce, she always has like this big production. But it says it would be her and her three main dancers. And he says they would get on the plane and immediately they would start watching the recording of the show that they just did. And he said she would use that time to review the show that she just did. And he said they would sit there and she would call out, I messed up right there. We were off right there. We hit it right there. He said, instead of partying, popping bottles, and even going to sleep, she reviewed her work. She reviewed her work. And he says, I noticed this same trait on the most successful people that I ever flew. He says, Jim Belushi, when he would get on and use that time to review different things. He said he had a show back then and he would do the same thing. He would watch the show and be like, that monologue wasn't that good. I could have did this better. Success leaves clues. The most successful people never leave their success to happenstance. They're intentional about their success. They're intentional about their success. He went on to tell me, he says, I would see other people get on, and for them, it was a big old party to be on a private jet. But he said, I would know they weren't going to be in the business that long because they didn't take care of business. And so I just wanted to share that with you. Make sure that you're taking care of business. Make sure that you're using your time wisely. Like today, this is our planning day. Take 15 to 20 minutes to plan your day. All right, guys, hope you go out there and have a fantastic day. Whatever you plan to do today, make it count. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow for the Daily Genius.